Alright, it's almost December, so it's that time in the month again. Hey forum, my name is Manny, aka CascadeScents, and if you're at all interested in perfumes, colognes, fragrances in general, well, this might be the channel for you. I'm not a fragrance expert, more like a fragrance enthusiast, and if you also like discussing fragrances, well, I hope you enjoy this one too. Of course, this one's on my fragrance favorites of the month, but before we get on with these, just a friendly reminder as always, 500 likes and a random one of you subscribers in the comment section below will be the lucky recipient of an assorted niche fragrance sample pack. So if you potentially want to win really expensive samples of really expensive fragrances, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment to be eligible. But until then, we might as well get to it. We're going to start off with my designer favorite fragrance of the month to get us underway, and that one is Kyoto by Comme des Garçons. Now, I know what you might be thinking, this didn't even make my fall designer list. Of course, this did in Avignon instead, and of course, I do love reaching for this wine during the fall with its incense nature that is more evocative of a church. However, despite how austere and gothic I sometimes want to get during this time of the year, it's not really that versatile. And again, I'd be lying if I told you that I was wearing this more often than I've been wearing this. So this in Kyoto, which typically makes my spring or fall list more often than not too, I just love. Of course, the incense here is more approachable with it being a more Zen style incense that you'd find out of Japan. Also very airy and coniferous. It's not as burnt as the Catholic incense from Avignon. And as a result, again, it becomes a little bit more approachable and definitely more versatile. So whether I'm just chilling at home or if I'm just getting groceries or something like that, I'll reach for this stuff right here. It's also not going to scream, and for those tasks I don't want to scream off my skin either. So it's just a very practical everyday incense with a little bit of quality as well, or a lot of quality for what it's worth, being a Comme des Garçons. There's really good synthetics and just an overall smart blend here by Bertrand Duchaufour himself. So again, can't ignore this for the fall, especially indoors where it's not as cold, of course. It's Kyoto by Comme des Garçons, again my designer pick for the month. Next up, we have my niche pick of the month. This one is Joorie by Kajal. So we had something from Kyoto which is a more zen-like steeliness to a different kind of warmer charisma right here in Joorie. Joorie is described by Kajal as more of a rosy type scent. However, with my acidic skin type, I get the more spicy and or gourmandy elements out of this thing right here. Lots of honey, lots of nutmeg, kind of comes off as very cinnamony. Don't get me wrong, it still hits your nose like rose absolutes do, but as far as what's predominantly projecting, again, it is the sweet and the spicy nature of it. And as a result, this also is approachable too, especially for those gentlemen or for women who aren't really into florals and or rose. And if you're one of those people, and again, if you are on the fence about florals, definitely check this one out. Definitely been a night out favorite for me this fall and been quite the positive feedback getter as well. Again, it's Joorie by Kajal. Moving on to the next category, and it's for my favorite pickup of the month. This one is Amber Pour Homme Intense by Prada. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a minute, you would know that I'm a huge fan of the initial Amber Pour Homme. I definitely love its Dove bar of soap, soapy-like nature. I get a lot of saffron in that one, but it ultimately comes off as somewhat vanillic. However, I think Prada did a brilliant job here in trying to make an intense version, but it still ultimately channels that chill nature properly, again, just a little bit more intensely. So here you have a bergamot opening to kind of make it pop off the top at first. Kind of hits your nose sharply, but still rather pleasant, but the resins and the patchouli here especially come off as less creamy and just hits your nose a little bit more aggressively, and that's kind of what I want for the cooler weather. Like, trust me, when it's not a cooler day in the late fall or into the winter, I would rather rock the initial Amber Pour Homme, but hey, I can't hate on this one. I'm giving it a chance, and I'm actually really liking it for, again, what I need it for right now. Overall, it's a nice, pleasant, yet more austere version of the initial soapy bomb in Amber Pour Homme, so of course, I'm liking it despite years to get to it finally. Again, it's Amber Pour Homme Intense by Prada. Moving on, next we have my candle of the month. Again, this is not a category that you are supposed to neglect in your fragrant life. If you can afford to dump hundreds of dollars into fragrances, potentially thousands, I think your house definitely deserves some love too then. So this month, this house has been treated with this right here. It's called Egyptian Cotton by Yankee Candle. And honestly, for them, I spent about 15 Canadian dollars on this scent. I found it at Winners, which is kind of like our version of Marshall's and or Ross. And I think it's great as far as trying to channel that clean linen vibe. Like, it just smells like a clean hotel room, and I love that. Especially since I was gone on business for most of the month, I kind of just wanted to come home and chill out to something clean. So yeah, I could also chill out to something a little bit more cozier. You know, maybe something something gourmand for the holidays. But no, again, this is good enough for me right now. So Forum, you don't have to dump dozens and or hundreds of dollars into candles either. Sometimes you can score on the cheap too, just saying. So again, this one was Egyptian Cotton by Yankee Candle. But last but not least, we have my perfume book of the month. Yes, you gotta get some reading in. We're gonna be inside a lot during the cold weather. This one's by Neal Chapman, and it's also called Perfume in Search of Your Signature Scent. Now, there ain't nothing wrong with Perfumes the Guide by Luca Turin and Tanya Sanchez. However, you might be rubbed the wrong way as far as how pretentious they might come off sometimes. Like, I get it. If you think that Luca Turin comes off as overly smug in his rhetoric, I can empathize with that. However, I'd say that this right here is a little bit more catch-all, or a lot more catch-all. Like, when you read this shit, Neal Chapman actually sounds like he is trying to help you. Like, my man's going through how to put on a scent, how to layer it if you want. He also goes into scent construction with like a top, heart, and a base. And then he pretty much breaks down every freaking note out there that is rather popular while making suggestions on which fragrance based on those particular notes that are very good and prominent that you should check out. So despite being kind of embroiled in fragrance for how many years now, I still do find it refreshing to be able to open this thing up and teach myself some things that I might have forgotten and or are something new. So I definitely recommend this to pretty much any fragrance enthusiast on any level. I definitely do think there's something here for everyone. Maybe if you're comfortable with what you like and or are not triggered about people talking crap about it, then graduate into something like this. But again, for now, check this out by Neal Chapman, Perfume in Search of Your Signature Scent. I can think of a couple people I can get this for the holidays as well, so there's an idea too. But yeah, Forum, that about does it for me. Hope you enjoyed my November 2019 favorites. As always, I'd love to know what your favorite fragrance things were this month too, so please let me know in the comment section below. Again, also like and subscribe if you want to be part of that giveaway as well. And best of luck to anyone who enters, and again, thank you for the ongoing support. So until next time, again, I'll see you soon. Take care, peace out, bye. Wear your fragrances.